today's installation video, we'll be showing you how to install a RaceChip on the Ford 1.5 liter EcoBoost, available across many models.
Before installing the RaceChip, please wait until your engine is cool enough to work on. Put your parking brake or emergency brake on. If your vehicle is equipped with an alarm system, please disable it. Pop the hood, roll up the windows, close the doors, and press the lock button on your key fob and move that key fob 30 feet away. You're going to wait about 10 minutes after for all the electricity to clear from underneath the hood.
Now for this application, our A is going to go to our boost pressure sensor right here, and our B will be going to our manifold pressure sensor right here. To begin, we're going to unplug our OEM sensor from our boost pressure sensor. Now to do so, we're going to take our finger or small flathead screwdriver, gently lift up and pull back on the OEM sensor plug. Then we'll take the female end of the RaceChip wiring harness, plug that in until it snaps and clicks. Then take the male end of the RaceChip wiring harness and plug that directly into the OEM sensor until it locks and clicks. Next, we'll go to our B connection, go into our manifold pressure sensor. To unplug the OEM sensor, we're going to push down on the locking tab and gently pull back. Then we'll take the RaceChip wiring harness with the female end. Now you'll notice this will be one side with the 45-degree angle locking tab and one side with a post. We want that 45-degree angle to go to the locking tab on that OEM sensor plug. Make sure it clicks and locks. Then we'll take our male end of our RaceChip wiring harness and plug it directly in to that OEM sensor, making sure it clicks and locks. Using the 4 shorter supplied zip ties, we're going to go ahead and route the wiring harness away from any hot and moving parts. And if we're going to go ahead and zip tie to any electrical lines like we are here, we want to make sure to leave some slack and not zip tie too tight. Next step is to mount the RaceChip unit itself. We're going to use our 4 locking tabs to go ahead and lock the RaceChip in place. The advantage to these style of 4 mounting tabs is that if you ever need to remove the RaceChip for any warranty or service work, instead of having to cut and replace the zip ties, instead you can press down on the 4 corners of the locking tabs to leave the zip ties and tabs in place but remove the RaceChip. Using the longer of the supplied zip ties, we're going to go ahead and mount our RaceChip within the engine bay. When you mount the RaceChip, you can actually mount it vertically or horizontally, and we want to mount it anywhere that it's going to be hard for moisture to get to and away from the hot and moving parts. So generally, anywhere near the ECU or the headlight is a good location for the RaceChip. Now we're going to remove our deactivation plug. To do so, we're going to pull in the FCI plug and lift up. You want to hang on to the deactivation plug. If you need to revert the car back to stock for any reason, you can replace the RaceChip with the deactivation plug. I suggest leaving this in your glove box or your center console. So with the deactivation plug uninstalled, we'll go ahead and take the RaceChip, slide it directly back into that FCI plug, and lock it in place. It's really important the first time we install the unit. If you have the GTS, you have no LED illumination. Or if you have the S or RS, you have no green LED to light. The very first time we install the unit, it's important that we have no power in the engine bay. One of the last steps here is to go ahead and trim the excess ends off the zip ties to give everything a nice OEM look.
Start in the default setting of the RaceChip for the first time you test drive the car. If everything works great, you can then move the RaceChip to the next level up. Be aware that the car needs some time to adapt before releasing the full performance upgrade. Now, get out, drive, and enjoy your RaceChip.